Does that ring a bell?
I think I've heard it before, not really sure. Seems kind of familiar.
Alright, I'll give you a hint. The ad has a dog in it, of the pug breed.
Oh, is that Hutch? Yeah, now that you say it, I think I remember it. But I just remember the pug. I mean, I don't even remember the song. I can't recall it from that.
Even I remember this ad clearly. The dog became such a big sensation that a lot of my friends ended up having the pug as their dog in their home, including me.
Oh, Shantanu, okay, so you remember the ad. Do you remember the logo of Hutch?
I'm afraid I cannot remember the logo.
You remember the dog, but not the logo, right? And that is what we're going to talk about today. If the dog is the only thing that you remember about the brand, then it's extremely important for brands to decide, should they use an animal? If yes, which kind? If they have a dog, which breed? These decisions can make or break a campaign. And that is why researchers have poured in millions of dollars into figuring it out what goes behind the minds of customers when they look at animals. Welcome to Paws and Purr-suation, a podcast that explores the psychology behind the use of animals in advertisements. I am Rahul Thakkar and I have with me Shantanu, Pulkit and Raghav. We are second year students at IIM Ahmedabad. Alright, so now coming to the topic, let's discuss the Hutch ad. Shantanu, why do you think Hutch used the pug in their advertisement?
So, in my opinion, if I'll think of a dog, I'll be able to associate the qualities of loyalty and companionship. And even if you look at the ad, the dog is shown to be following the kid everywhere where the kid is going. And even their tagline is like, the network will follow you wherever you go. So I think so it was very fitting to include the dog. And as to why the breed pug, so as a person who has owned two pugs, so I would feel pugs are like notorious creature and like absolute cartoons. So it is very difficult to stop noticing them whenever they appear in any sort of images or videos, because it was for the first time I was looking at a breed like pug which had a flat nosed, big bulging eyes. So I think so it had a very cute, striking appearance, and immediately it caught the attention as soon as I looked at the ad.
So, in psychology terms, this is called implicit association. So, you implicitly associate some characteristics and values to some animals, and brands usually use animals in their advertisements to extend these characteristics to their own brand image. So, these associations between the characteristics and animals is inherently present in our mind. So whenever Shantanu watches the Hutch ad, which has a dog or a pug to be more specific, this particular act activates some associations in his brain, which he applies to the brand in general. So these associations between pug and loyalty is applied to Hutch in general, and he assumes Hutch to be more loyal and to be present everywhere along with him.
Thanks, Pulkit. So let's take this forward with a short exercise. I will speak of an animal and you guys have to speak out the first value that comes into your mind. Is that fine? Yeah. So the first animal is an elephant.
So, good memory.
Strength.
I would say they are quite intelligent.
Okay, great. How about a rabbit?
Fast.
Agility.
Energetic.
And last, a jaguar.
Power.
Elegance.
I would say power too.
Okay, so those were some really great responses. And with this, we've actually hit on how brands use these values to build a brand personality. Do you remember the note-taking app Evernote? It actually builds on this. So you might have heard of the idiom, an elephant never forgets. And Evernote as a note-taking app actually uses it for its brand logo.
Oh, even from the elephant, I can remember Fevicol's logo. The logo has two elephants which are trying to move apart but are stuck together by a very strong bond. So I guess this is symbolizing the bond of Fevicol is so strong that even two big elephants cannot break it.
That is exactly correct. And similarly, we also know that Duracell has a rabbit as its in its advertisements, and it shows that the rabbit is faster and has more stamina than the other rabbits. So it also brings into the values that the brand Duracell wants to portray to its consumers. And finally, we have got Jaguar. Jaguar wants to portray its strong engine power as well as its elegance, which is exactly the values that you guys mentioned.
Very fascinating. Thank you, Raghav. That's all for episode 1, folks. I hope now you'll be able to better recognize the associations that animals have with certain characteristics and how brands globally have used them. In the next episode, we'll delve into another concept called anthropomorphism, where we'll take you down memory lane to see how your favorite brands have used this and sold their products. Stay tuned.